Okay, so this is take two. So this is take two. So welcome everyone. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wherever you're watching this live or recorded, this is about our course, Sister Marilyn, and our course. The course is called the 99 Names of Allah. In simple words, it's the word Allah means God in Arabic, and in the Quran there are 99 attributes mentioned about God to understand who God is, the God. And there are another way of saying there are 99 ways of connecting, understanding,
of experiencing, maybe.
Of experiencing, yes. Yes. So you want to say more, Sister Marilyn, about that?
Yeah, I can say, well, first, not all of the names that we're going to cover are in the Quran, but they are mentioned in other ways if they are not in the Quran. And some of the names that are in the Quran may not be on that list either. But what the approach that we've taken is not, we've taken the list that is most widely available, and yes, and because it's an experience, it's not about the information as such, it's about the transformation.
Yes.
So this is the most important thing that
yes.
we want to share with you. Really.
Let me say more about that. Let me say more about that. I think that is the most important thing about this course. So there are a lot of books, there are a lot of information about the names of Allah, the 99 names of Allah. There are a lot of information out there. So our intent is not to give information in this 3 months. Our intent is to offer a transformational journey, a space where, because these names is something for us to understand, something for us to know where it is in play in our life. This attribute of Allah, where is it in play? How can we experience it? How can we connect with it? How can we consciously become aware and drop out of the limitations of our mind? Like for example, in the Quran, Allah says, "I am the." Tell me if I'm remembering this verse from the Quran, Mr. Marilyn. I am the way my servant thinks about me. Is that how it goes?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear properly.
Yeah. And let me say that again. So the verse of the Quran goes something like this, out of my memory. I may not be saying the exact words. I am the way my slave thinks about me.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I know it has some, I don't think it's phrased that way in the Quran, but the way it's phrased, you phrased it is a hadith Qudsi, and absolutely, this is the foundation of the course, because maybe you know Allah in one way, and maybe it's preventing you from having a full experience with Allah. Maybe you're stuck in some ways. And this course is about this. It's about trying to understand Allah from other perspective. I think when we were preparing this, we were talking about lenses, about different. So this is about this. Let's put on different glasses. Let's see what we can get. Inshallah.
Yes. In fact, I can talk about my journey. So when I started to understand the names of Allah, and I have understood it through you, Sister Marilyn. Alhamdulillah, I'm so grateful. I think it must have been 2 years back. That's when I started to understand that I have studied about so many things, all my life. I've been a student, a very good student of studying so many aspects of life. But I realized for the first time, I've never ever studied who Allah is. I had ideas about Allah, opinions about Allah, everything which people have told me, which means it was just intellectual knowledge. But it was never beyond the intellect. So one of the profound transformation I began experiencing is, firstly, it's worth studying. The word is studying the attributes, like getting to know the one who created us, getting to know the one who's running the whole show, getting to know the one who has knowledge of everything beyond our mind can even conceive. It seemed like a good idea, getting to know. And then comes profound realizations of all the limitations of what I thought of about me, about God, about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about the way things work, I began to question. I began to see, oh, that's not true. That can't be true. Okay? Because we are dealing with a limited mind, and we are dealing with an unlimited, unfathomable intelligence, so to speak. Even that word can be confusing to few people. So to me, I began to first see, this is the only thing I would say, if you want to come for this journey, I would say, come to study. We were going to help you study the name so that you have this connection with the source.
Yes.
That, and not with the means. Not with the means, with the source.
Mm-hmm.
Because from there, the journey of life becomes very different, unimaginable. It's beyond. It becomes like a fun ride. Yeah, I'll pause there. Tell me about you, Sister Melanie, because you've been studying the names of Allah for quite some time, and you've been teaching for quite some time. So how has your experience been?
Yes, I mean, I've been, so every week we at Back to the Fitra, I go through one of the names. So this is a different approach, just for those of you who are coming from there. This is going to be a bit different because it's going to be shorter, but hopefully, we're going deep in that. And my experience has been that I went through the names once every week for, it was a couple of years, and we're going through them again. And I find other things, other layers. And this is one of the topics that I can say, and I mean, it has been my journey with Islam in general, to be fair, that I'm like, okay, I come across it, I start studying, and I'm like, I could study this all my life. I'm sure that I will find new gems, new things, new approaches, because I'm changing with it as well. And inshallah, we all are going to be. One thing that I want to say is that I'm kind of, I tend to start approaching things from an intellectual mind, as we've talked about this before. And for those of you maybe listening and you think, oh, experiential, whatever, transformation, it's all, well, I just want to say, if you want information, we can provide you with some resources and stuff like that. But the work that we're doing together is really is the transformation part. That's what we want to focus on. And so it has a place to have information, but this is not the focus of it. That's what I'm trying to say, because the work is on yourself, it's in action. This is what is going to be in China.
Yeah, because information by itself does not bring change.
That's right.
It's
That's
knowing how to use that information which brings change.
Yes.
And changes from Allah. Okay, so that's the beauty of this 12 weeks. And 12 weeks, like you said, Smelly, this is a lifetime work. We can be studying forever, but we are intending to make this like a launch pad, a 12 weeks crash course. Each week we have a theme, and in a theme we'll have few names like club. And we're going to be looking through that theme, that attribute of Allah, that lens. We are calling it a lens. And then we go out and exploring real life, in our real life. Okay, how can we see that for ourselves, experience it for ourselves, like an experiment, like a play. And then we come back. We get to do this for 12 weeks at a stretch. Information is underneath. You can see it. We'll share more about where to find the information, when this happen, all of that. You will get it. We're just here to give you a sense of how might this work, because the only way change happens. So come if you want something to change in your life. Don't come for information. This won't be useful for you. Like Mr. Melvin said, we can point you to some information that will be useful by itself. Sure, inshallah. Okay. But the one who's ready to do the work, who is going to be actively ready to reflect, actively ready to change their mind, actively ready to go beyond what they think is right. Okay. Because I have to admit, in our preparation, Sister Merlin, this last month and a half, I think we've been preparing for this course. It has been humbling, at times overwhelming, but one thing it has been common is absolute awe. Awe that, Allahu Akbar, how is this even possible? Like, how do I even fathom this? And then what happens is you let it settle, and then we get to see it. Then I get to see something new. Then I get to see, oh, okay, right. Now I have room in my mind to understand this aspect of me, this aspect of life, this aspect of this dunya, this aspect of akhirah, etc., etc. So we have, in the neuroscience world, they talk about neuroplasticity. I think this course would be stretching our mind, inshallah, so that we get to go beyond our concept, ideas of who Allah is and this dunya, this life, and ground in truth of how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained it. And we are not sharing our opinions, by the way, in this course. We are only sharing what from the Quran, from the Hadith, from the authentic scholars. We both are coaches, by the way. We both are coaches, so we bring a coaching approach so that you get to reflect. Because when we reflect, because the first step for change is awareness. When we reflect, we are aware. And from awareness comes a choice to make different. We can choose to do certain things differently. We can make choices. Our action changes. And from there on, a lot of things changes. So our intent is to offer you a space of rich reflection. From there, you get deep awareness, inshallah.
Inshallah. And one last thing I want to add is that there's power in the sharing of this. Just like when we prepare the course, sharing our ideas. It's been very enriching, and we hope that for everybody who's going to take part, that the sharing aspect of it will also enrich your journey, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. So we're going to keep the shots. We're going to pause here. So one of the ways for those of you who are on the fence, you want to know how this is going to work, we have our bonus session happening next Sunday, 6th of October. We're going to post the link below, the registration for that. It's going to be a complimentary session. If you want to participate in it, feel free to register. If you're interested in more information about the course, feel free to reach out to Sister Milden or myself, DM us on Facebook. But one loving invitation we have is please share about this in your circle, because it's very beneficial. Even if you decide this is not for you, it's very beneficial when we share. Because if somebody turns up because of you, you can imagine how rewarding that's going to be. So we hope that we have the right set of people who are meant to be here across the globe. This is online, this is on Zoom. So the time we have picked up hopefully suits most time zones. Well, I can't say it like really, I'm saying most time zones, not all time zones. So find it for yourself, and it's going to be recorded too. Yeah. Is there anything you want to say before we pause for now, Sister Milden?
Not really. Just, reach out to us if you are in any doubt about anything, and we can answer your questions if you have any. And we look forward to.
In fact, I'm just looking at the comment of Sister Mariam. I am as my servant thinks of me. Thank you so much, Sister Mariam, for mentioning the authentic verse of the Quran, if I'm right. Okay, so here you go. That's the registration link for the bonus session. I've just posted it here. And that's it. So we hope to, if you want to talk, just reach out to us. So Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.